short for a stormtrooper?
As much as we all love Jar Jar, love to hate him, or just plain hate him, he is actually one of the most interesting characters in the Star Wars universe. At first, his backstory was insignificant, his future unclear, and no one seemed to care. That is, until his story was finally finished in a recent canon book, and the ending they chose to give him was not only fitting, but very poetic, and it deserves to be told. We all know him best for his ridiculous antics in The Phantom Menace, but it was precisely these antics that launched him on an adventure through the galaxy with some of the most famous heroes in the universe. In Naboo, he encountered Qui-Gon Jinn, owing him a life debt, which then led to a daring escape with Obi-Wan Kenobi from Theed, underwater, through the planet core, and then past the dreaded blockade. It was here that he met both Padme and R2-D2, and soon after this, he would make an unexpected landing on Tatooine. After the ship was damaged, Jar Jar, still owing Qui-Gon the life debt, ventured out into the outskirts of Tatooine, finally coming across the parts they needed at a local junk dealer. And it was here that he met a young Anakin Skywalker. Anakin would end up helping the crew with their problem in a pod race, and Jar Jar had a front row seat the whole time. One of the only creatures in the galaxy to watch Anakin Skywalker pod race as a child, not to mention attending a dinner cooked by his mother. Finally, Jar Jar was off to Coruscant, where he witnessed the rise of Palpatine as Chancellor, and gave Queen Amidala the idea to use the Gungan army as a distraction. Whether foolish or genius, Jar Jar literally turned the wheels of history as we know it that day. With Jar Jar by her side, Queen Amidala successfully located the hidden Gungan village and begged for them to fight with her. They agreed, and because of this, Jar Jar was made into a bomb-bad general for his work as an ambassador, and fought valiantly yet foolishly during the Battle of Naboo. Nevertheless, he survived the battle in one piece, and soon after began a new style of work in the Republic as a representative. However, things began to go downhill for Jar Jar when the Confederacy threatened the peace of the Republic, and Binks saw no other way out than to grant emergency powers to the Supreme Chancellor. What followed were known as the Clone Wars, and Binks stayed active on many diplomatic missions throughout. But when Sidious used this terrible power to create the Empire, Binks was once again ridiculed and exiled from his people. Saddened and with nowhere left to go, Binks became like most of us would, homeless. And so, he performed on the streets of Theed as a clown and a street performer, who actually became very popular with the children. He performed various tricks such as wagging his tongue, juggling glombo shells, spitting fish up into the air and catching them, dancing, and swallowing water, then flushing it out through his ears. However, the tricks only served to hide his true pain. His popularity remained among the children, as most of the parents wouldn't even speak his name, continuing the ridicule and mark of shame. They didn't see a person with a rich, deep past with some of the most influential people in the galaxy. They only saw a sad, pathetic, worthless soul trying to make his way with the only talents he had left, after losing everything by his own actions. Even so, this didn't stop a young boy named Mappo from befriending him. Mappo was an orphan that had been badly burned when the Empire bombed his home. Because of his deformity, he believed that he would never be adopted by loving parents, and instead found himself identifying with fellow outcast Jar Jar. For Jar Jar did not see his deformity, and Mappo didn't see his failure. He was only interested in being trained as a clown. Even though they saw eye to eye, the rest of the galaxy would never get to this point, and Mappo suggested to Jar Jar that they simply just disappear together. And so they did. The infamous Jar Jar Binks, comrade, friend, companion, representative, jester, just faded out into the streets of Theed, and with it, his long adventure finally came to an end. Say what you will about Jar Jar, but you cannot deny that he has some of the richest history in the Star Wars universe. And perhaps the most beautiful thing that those books did with his character was not give him an ending, but a brand new beginning. So, what do you guys think about the legend that is Jar Jar Binks? Leave all of your thoughts and opinions down below in the Great White Void. And as always, until next we meet, stay in a galaxy far, far away.